Good morning, crafty friends. I'm here this morning to show you, well, actually, let me back up a little bit. Yesterday, I thought I made a video of showing you how to make these Carol Laws book page snippet rolls. And made all of these, only to discover that either the video got lost or I didn't hit the record button. So, and I've got some things I want to do with these, so I thought I'd come back today and make another quick video about how I made them. And like I said, these, I've seen Gail Augustinelli make these. I've seen Rachel at Roxy Creations make them. And apparently Carol Laws was the one that came up with this idea. So I will link her video below if I'm able to. All right, so you just want to take your scraps. The whole idea is just to use your scrap paper, which I was able to do yesterday. Today, I've got just a few very light colored, not light colored, neutral scraps left. And so I pulled out a couple of digital prints that I will use to help fill this out. So all you do, take your scraps and glue them down. Just that simple. Now I'm using Oohoo glue. You can use whatever you would like, whatever kind of glue you would like. I'm going to let that go off the edge a little bit, and then I'll trim away that border. Side up. Now the book pages I'm using are from a Dollar Tree book that I had gutted to use the cover, and as you may know, a lot of the Dollar Tree books are not necessarily text that you would want to have visible in your journal. So I'm using those to just start putting them down. And I'm trying, it's a little more difficult today, but I'm trying not to think too much about what I'm putting down. Yesterday it was easy because I just kind of closed my eyes and grabbed whatever was next on the pile, and my pile has gone down so much that I can't really do that today. Okay. So the idea is, and I'm not going to necessarily fill this whole thing up with you all watching me just glue down little bits of paper. But you fill it up, but you leave an edge. And when you start running out of paper, you just take your next page, your next book page, and I apologize if my head gets in the way. Glue it down. I somewhat try to line it up by the text so that I know that I've got a decent seam there. And glue that down, and you just keep going. The only thing you will want to be sure of is that as you're going, you are being sure that you have paper at the seam, you have paper that overlaps the seam. And for my glue book, I'm just using the next page on the stack. It's going to be gluey anyway, so all right. Let's do that. Here that I haven't used. Use some of this book page. So you get the idea, and you continue collaging this whole thing, and then you add your next page. And you can make it as long as you want to. And that's what I did yesterday. Like I said, I think it works better when you're not thinking too much about what it is you're putting down. I'll put that on the other side. Because when you're done with these, they will just be cut up and used however you want to use them. Here I'm using an old gift card just to burnish my pages down. Let's grab some more of this. Tear off that edge. Probably should have pulled. Okay, that's good. I probably should have pulled a wider variety of papers out. Direction, so we don't have these all going the same direction. There's some ledger paper on here. Okay, so you get the idea. So then I would go on, finish, get this up. And like I said, I go to about the edge of the text, roughly, and then glue my next page on. Okay, so, and you can make it as long as you want to. Here yesterday, sorry, let me get my oohoo covered. But I think you get the idea. Yesterday, I made this one first. And these are rather large book pages. Here's these book pages, and there's a Reader's Digest. So you can see these are a little larger than a Reader's Digest. And for this one, I used 5 book pages. And it is roughly a little over 2 feet long. And for this one, this became a little more difficult to manage for me by the time I got to the 5th page. This one I used 4 pages, and that actually worked much better for me. And again, I was just trying to use up my scrap paper. I've got a scrap box, but if it gets too full, it starts bothering me. So I wanted to use some up. And here on this one, I just used 2 pages. And I kept it very neutral because I want to play with this one a little bit. For these, I went ahead and covered the back side as well. So these are ready to go. I could chop them up. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. I got to get my paper cutter, and we'll do exactly that. We'll cut a couple. Sorry about that. I had my paper cutter in the other room. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to cut that. I'm not really paying attention to what's there. Now you could go in and say, ooh, this time I really want this section of paper. And cut into it. And I mean, it's yours. Do whatever you want with it. For these purposes, I'm going to cut that to 3.5. We'll make a large tag, and I'm going to, because I have edges on them, I am going to trim the edges a bit. And I'm going to trim. My journal pages are normally not any taller than 8.5. Maybe that 3.5. Okay, we'll make a tall tag. Make it 7 inches tall. And here I took a plastic card and I just cut the angles on them, and I use that as my template when I'm making tags. For me, that's much easier than trying to hold this corner and cut it, which you can also do. Hold the corner and cut it like that, and that works perfectly fine. I just find it a lot of times easier just to pull out my little plastic card. Okay, so just that simply, you could have a tag that you could then decorate however you wanted to. For me, probably, I would not use this tag as it is too much bright, different, non-matchy-matchy colors, but you could. I mean, literally, I was just grabbing papers and going. other spots, I might cut a tag and say, yes, I love that just as it is. But you've got the idea. Now, Carol Laws, I believe, was taking hers, and I don't know how long she was making them, but she was actually rolling hers up. She was calling hers a book page snippet roll, and rolling them up to store it until she wanted it. And like I said, I don't know how long she was making hers, but don't know that I will roll mine up, but I'm also not making mine hugely long. But I will have them stacked right by my desk so that if I need a tag or something, I can just pull them out and go. Okay. That's what I wanted to show you in my last video. Remade it, showing it to you today. In the next video, I'm going to show you what I would do with this tag that, like I said, chances are I'm not going to use that as is, even if I decorated it and collaged it. Not wild about the color scheme. So in the next video, I'll show you what I would do to help fix that. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.